Hello everybody, welcome to the Metroid Construction Podcast, number 12. Well, we are better than the last contest committee because we are making the podcast about the contest, so... Hello!
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, we have a non-Brit here, so everyone be prepared for that. Today, on podcast number 12, we've got the Berserker contest, which was the first public submission contest that MetroidConstruction had. Yeah, I can't keep that accent up. So, you see, the beauty is I could cut this all out. No one will know. The Berserker contest, our first public contest, which the idea was submitted by Metroid Nerd, who is one of the members of this podcast discussion group. Greetings.
That's me.
This was the first fully contest hosted by me, Jiffy.
Also that, Jiffy has taken over the contest stuff on MetroidConstruction. Berserker contest. I guess just to give a little bit of background on that, Nerd, since it was your suggestion, why don't you go ahead and kind of explain what the idea behind it was?
So, initially, the idea was for either my second or my third hack, was going to be something called Super Metroid Venting. It starts and she's trapped in a literal vent, but it's also meant to be played so that you can vent. And like the only thing you can do is you get a super missile pack with 99 super missiles, and you just go through a linear set of rooms kind of blasting through enemies, and it would be like a 10-15 minute hack that you can play and just vent anger into, and theoretically you would be less angry after playing it. And then as soon as I saw the public contest thing, I'm like, you know, maybe I could suggest that into a contest and see how other people would do it. Now that would mean that I wouldn't get to do my idea for the hack, but I would be interested to see what other people do. So basically, that's where it came from.
The contest itself ended up with 3.2 entries, and 0.2 is pretty generous, actually.
I'd say 3.01.
That's probably more accurate. And we'll get to the 0.01 thing later, because it's something I never thought we would actually have to cover in the rules for any contest. But before we get to that point, let's kind of discuss, I guess, the red tape side a little bit first before we actually dive into the hacks. So this is obviously a brand new process. The contest committees are new. The public thing's even newer than that. You submit your idea through the main site. So since you're the one who went through this, Nerd, how do you think the process for that goes, and is there anything you would like to see different? Anything you really liked about it?
I liked that it had its own page, so it was something that you could find easily. There were parts of it that I liked, and I liked that you had your... Oh, it's been updated since I entered my contest. I think some of the things were a bit restrictive, like you couldn't edit the judging period, but overall I liked the system. Though by submitting an idea here, you're volunteering yourself to run the whole contest. That seemed like a bit more than what actually happened, because Jiffy still did a lot of the work. And basically I volunteered, but I implied that I was supposed to keep track of scoring, so I did that.
You only put yourself forward for like the only committee member, so I thought I might help you out. If there were more people on the committee, I suppose they'd be doing it on.
Right, yeah, so we like with the committees themselves, we have at least 3 people per. Your idea was just 1? So we're
because I was still pretty new to MetConst in general. I think this was before I had even released my first hack, so I was like, committee name? I'm just me, and I'm just the guy with a guy with an idea, so I'm just gonna say I'm the guy who is the committee. So
committee name Metroid Nerd.
It's the Ministry of Anger Dispelment. I am the sole member of the Ministry of Anger Dispelment.
And you see, that committee name's kind of what we wanted. Like the 2 permanent committee names are Liquid Crushment and Post Hack, so there's not serious or anything like that. They're not reflective of any of the contests that they'll be doing. So the community name is just a name basically for the group of people, or person in this case, that submit the contest idea. Which I think for the most part, committee members or whatever for the public thing might not be the clearest. Because I think every single one was a single person, or people just pick people at random without even asking. I know I was on like 3 of them, and I'm like, no, I'm already on a
That's why
committee.
I didn't do a committee, because I was like, I could pick people at random, but that would be. I don't think that's a good idea.
It did
Because
say. It did say explicitly not to pick people that you haven't forwarded to first. So if I picked Metroid Nerd without asking him, I wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, the idea is you discuss a contest idea with someone or a group of people first. Get your idea a little more solid, then submit that as your group. But
It could just be the one person.
you can also be
and
the
then
one person.
submit
There's
it,
nothing wrong with that.
and then it somehow gets chosen.
But we didn't want to limit it to just one person only if multiple people had the same idea, or kind of similar idea. We're working on something together. And also since we do expect if you submit the contest that you're going to be seeing it through from start to finish, you're not submitting the contest and pushing it off on one of the other committees. You're going to be the one mostly responsible for what goes on with it. So if you're not always going to be around, having a second person, not a bad idea. It kind of helped
I
cover
do a
that.
pretty good job about fulfilling my duties, I guess, though.
To be fair, Jiffy did do quite a lot,
Yes, I tried.
which
to
is
help.
nothing wrong with. But Jiffy's kind of over everything, so he, like when this last contest was getting near, he's probably, pushing the one committee to decide to switch with my committee. It's like, hey, get the contest ready, it's your time.
Yeah.
So Jiffy's kind of on top of making sure everything's going to be there and ready on time, make sure the rules sets are in place so he can get the post and everything going. So
Take it the other committees have their own Discord servers that they do all their discussions.
no,
in.
everything's in this one Discord.
Then
It's
how
all-
come I haven't?
It's all just locked away behind secrets.
Secrets.
Different. It's in a different channel.
There's a $10,000 entry fee.
Too rich for my blood.
Well, that's why there's a public contest committee. So anyway, I guess with that out of the way, and looking at the main site, I see every year the public contests are going to be purged. So if you had an idea in there previously and you still liked it or whatever, go ahead and resubmit it. You might alter a couple of things. We might have picked something else just because we thought it was better.
There's still a lot of time to get your ideas in.
Yes, because the public contest is pretty much always going to be the last contest in the year, so you've got
We
some
have
time
until
to get it
probably August to get it submitted.
together. So,
Probably.
Yes.
and I do like how the contests were purged, but Dopey kept the bucket of water one in.
It's probably so it can be an example.
No, I'm picking
Selective
that one.
bias.
I'm picking that one. That one's the best. Anyway,
I do want to go over how I changed some of the rules for the contest, where I think Metroid Nerd put something in that was to do with the length of the hack or the runtime of the hack. And obviously, when we go through these ideas, we have some discussions with whoever the committee making the idea, and we have to make amendments so that it works with the contest.
Yeah. And I completely understand having some of the rules changed. They were just like my ideas, because I was, at least in my thought process, it'd be like, if it's a hack that you're going to vent to, you don't want to be playing it for 2 hours. Probably procrastinated on a whole ton of other stuff or something like that.
We also discussed the point system that we were going to use, and we decided to judge the contest hacks on the theme of the hack, the aesthetics of the hack, the replayability of the hack, the fun factor of the hack, and the construction of the hack, which nobody followed, but it was worth a try. But and we also decided to have a different kind of judging system this time, not only having Metroid Nerd judge the contest hacks, we also had the public voting, where the people who are publicly voting would vote for the hack, and each hack would gain 1 point based on every single vote they get.
And I like that system. It didn't. I don't think it changed the results all that much, but it's still.
It was a way for the community to get engaged as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also had the entrance vote as well on other hacks.
Which makes a lot more sense because I don't think I wouldn't have wanted to be the only person judging judging the contest entries.
The important part of the contests themselves are the actual hacks that get submitted, and this time we had an interesting trio and the .01 entry.
Get to that.
You know what? Let's get this out of the way. Let's start with the .01. So the reason we're not saying it's like an actual full point for a hack. This was an entry that MentalGen made, but in order to actually play it, you had to start from a save state he provided.
Which didn't work for most people.
Yeah, I never actually thought we would need to specify in the rules, must be able to start game from start game.
Which I had to in the next contest, I had to specify that.
It's probably implied, at least.
Yeah, I hope so.
Like that seems like common sense, but and to be fair to Mental, he was rushing at the end. I think everybody who entered was rushing at the end. And I think the entries kind of show that. Because while we did have 3 technically startable and beatable hacks, actually no, we had 2. We had 2 technically startable and beatable, 1 startable.
But yeah, was anyone ever able to beat Albert V and Moore's, actually get to the end?
I don't believe so. I've not seen anyone be able to do that. So, yeah, the entries had issues.
Every single entry had issues in some shape or form. Yeah, I think I was only able to actually finish one of them myself, even though I wasn't judging.
Yeah, let's start, I guess, with
the elephant in the room.
Let's start with mine. Actually, get this out of the way.
Get it over with.
Yeah, let's get Angry So Little Dread out of the way. And all the entries except for Mental's were collab as well, so that was kind of interesting. No one just decided to do their own thing. So, Angry So Little collab. Very broken. We went super ambitious with things, and then things did not like playing with each other. Broke. We kind of got them working. They broke, but they were still usable. I'm looking at you, stupid heat vision. Or thermal visor,
yeah, that
I
was
guess
a
I should
weird
say.
Thing. Then bombs. Almost unobtainable bombs.
The difficulty was also a big step up from what most hacks are. It was redesign plus.
It kind of goes against the point of the contest to make the hacks themselves difficult.
Yeah, it was something.
Angry playing your hacks.
We went too ambitious too late, because we didn't even start till like a month in. We decided, you know what, we can do something.
I might also point out the hack was posted 15 minutes before the deadline.
And it was one of them that was actually before the deadline.
Then you updated it so that all of them would be technically late, so that it would just even out the score.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have helped if I didn't do that anyway.
What did you even fix between the 2 versions?
A lot, and I missed a lot. It was pretty broken.
I ended up giving people a chance to fix their stuff because every hack had something that was broken in them. So I ended up giving an opportunity to, I think, post 1 patch as to a second deadline, like the next day or something. And then MentalGen's was just beyond repair. In fact, so I just let that go. I ended up giving him penalty because of it. So
yeah, I think our entry was beyond repair too. We went for.
It was beatable.
Yes, it technically.
Is it? Is it really?
It is, actually.
Yeah, I beat the hack in my final video of it.
Oh dear.
It took me like 2.5 hours, and I was really frustrated by the end, mostly because you can't use the map.
Ooh.
Are you saying it didn't do what the contest was supposed to be about?
Yes, and I still gave it 5 out of 10 for the theme. Probably because there was some points that it actually was kind of fun and good dispelmenty, but still, there were a lot of really frustrating parts. Also, the save stations were weird because they loaded you in the wrong spot, which is something you went over in one of your Smile tutorials, and then you didn't do in the contest hack.
So, to be fair, I did not set them up. I supposedly fixed them to get the late patch up, and I still think I missed one.
Must have been the one I loaded in from in my second video, because I was 2 tiles below the save point when I loaded in.
Yep.
This is an example of what is called delaying your hack until the last minute.
Procrastination!
Woo! So yeah, it was an experience. I've never actually collabed with more than one person before. That was kind of an interesting experience. Even the other collab I did was
than your
mostly
other
me,
contest
so.
entries.
Yeah, it was just too ambitious for the time we had, and that really hurt us.
Could have tried to go the opposite direction and been like Super Metroid unambitious,
No,
but even less ambitious.
but no, like DSO and Ted did some great things with it. Somehow DSO got stuff patched together in a somewhat workable state, which was shocking. The thing was declared dead 4 hours before the deadline. He somehow got it working. Ted did it. Ted is really, really great at doing graphics and stuff. All the graphics in there were Ted. I really loved all his little animalized enemies. Those were great.
He did a good job with the graphics, I have to say.
Yeah, the graphics in a lot of actually all 3 of the hacks were really good.
Yeah, I have to say, this was visually a very impressive.
No idea what the graphics in Mental Gen hack were, so
Yeah, I couldn't.
we'll just say 3 out of 3.
But yeah, it was
I know one.
too much stuff, too little time, and it kind of showed on a personal level. It's really, I really don't want to go back to it because it's so disappointing that it turned out so broken.
That you don't want to fix it because of that?
Yeah, it's like it'd almost be easier to start over from scratch and get it working that way instead.
Like,
I think Scroll 6 probably ended up being the least broken of the hacks.
Oh yeah, Scroll 6 was in fact the winner of the contest overall.
Yes. It was
Captain Glee, Connor, JRP, and 1 of 99 minute. And they submitted it after the deadline, but only 1 minute.
A minute and 3 seconds,
Yes.
at least by my timer.
but it was
We took it anyway.
definitely the most solid entry. As far as I could tell, there was only the one completely broken door connection, which I happened to find.
I did too, but I think it got lost in power outage.
I didn't. You guys are unlucky.
Yeah.
You got lucky then, Jiffy. I think it was right after Screw Attack.
Yes.
I see.
So yeah,
I'm
but
sure
that
that
was
could
the
be fixed.
only major issue I had. There was some small like graphical things with their transparencies that didn't look right, but that's like
Yeah,
that's
you were
not a big
willing to
deal.
give the entire hack a 0 because of it.
Well, that's because of the door actually.
Yeah, because of the door, you were willing. One door, you were willing to give the entire hack a 0.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that right now. Let's just move on.
But no, Scroll 6, so it was a larger collab, but I think Mage is probably easier to work with in terms of collabs.
I think it would be kind of hard to jewel around SMC files or IPS files for collab for on Smile.
Especially when Mage has some kind of version control as well. And Metroid Scroll 6 was also the most voted in the public poll.
Yes.
13 votes, whereas the other ones only got 0s and 1s. So one
There
like, quite
was one pity vote in there.
quite a large margin of a win, and we'll go into the results later.
23 points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it deserved it. It was by far the most solid.
Yes.
I mean, just based on that, it should have won.
It was also the largest, I think, was it?
No.
Really?
ASLD was larger. Just
I
because all of space was explorable.
Well, I wouldn't say large, is just 8x8 rooms of just empty space.
There was asteroids and particles.
Wasn't much to do in a lot of those, though.
No.
But there were a lot of ways to die.
But yeah, there was quite a few interesting things in Scroll 6. The double Arachnus that glitch you put in. JRP did all the music. The music was fine. I didn't have anything in particular that really stood out. Like, this is amazing. I want to add this to a playlist or something. But it worked very well for the hack. I enjoyed it.
There was some very nice tiling as well. Some very nice tile sets. The IC area was very nice to look. The final area, I think it was, or I think it was. Another area was good as well.
The purple area that I'm pretty sure Connor did was kind of lacking in tiles.
I liked the music for it, though. It reminded me of Castlevania for some reason.
It was a very much Castlevania-ish area. I'm pretty sure that's where the tiles came from.
Well, most of Zero Mission tends to be simplistic in design, so...
Yeah, I did have... like, the lack of direction, kind of. It seemed like it wasn't... So there's like a good lack of direction and a bad lack of direction. A good one, you still kind of know where you're going, if that makes sense, which probably doesn't, but... This one seemed to just lack any sort of direction at the start. If you go around, there's too many options right at the start. Once you actually get going into it and you can actually go and do the areas, then everything's fine there. But just the immediate beginning, you're just like, there was, in my opinion, there was too much thrown at the player as far as possibilities.
Too many areas that the player can just peek into and actually go.
Like, you can advance in them, but then you get brickwalled.
And then you're visiting the area right at the end rather than too late and out wide.
Like, put the brick wall right at the start so I don't waste my time, because I can't even get items going in these areas, so just block it off right at the start and then open it up once I'm able to at least get an item in there. That's kind of my idea behind design.
I suppose that if they blocked off the doors or something with, say, a cap, the player might not go back to because they might think it's an expansion rather than a new area. It would have to be something kind of more obvious, like going into the area or something.
Sign says, do not proceed without said item.
Warning, no entry without authorization.
Let's not do
Then
that.
suddenly you're fighting Box.
Box would have been nice to
Samus,
see.
in the case of Skull 6. Way too powerful, though, in Skull 6. Mostly he just wouldn't die.
It helps if you shoot him.
So I think I finally understand Dopey's first response to the Berserker contest thing, that I think you misspelled Berserker in the name of the contest.
Yeah. I wasn't going to mention that, but yes.
Mentioned it because I finally saw that he bolded the R in Berserker.
Edit that out.
You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Anyway, the third entry was Temple of the Winds by Moa and Albert V.
Also, Albert's also very good at graphics as well.
It's his specialty.
Yeah, again, very, very, very nice looking hack. But
Very broken.
For a hack you can start, at least. This thing, like I said, Angry Soul Dread it was shocking that got into a working state. I am shocked that this thing did not blow up my computer. There is... I don't know what exactly they were doing, but there is so much going on with this.
Yeah, I felt that as well. I thought there was too much going on with the hack. They tried they had the condition of feature creeping, where they just pile in all the features and just forget about everything.
Try and see what sticks.
And not really focusing on making the hack, just piling all the features in and ending up not being as good as you want it to be because the core game isn't complete or isn't complete to standard.
Guess you couldn't save once you went into the main area.
Yeah.
Which was annoying.
So a lack of saves.
I just gave up playing after like 50 minutes.
I really enjoyed what I played. If that was beatable, that would have got my vote. But it wasn't beatable. I got just stuck. I was using save states because there was no saves, and I'm like, no, I'm not repeating all that garbage I was doing before. And because I was finding perma-stucks.
There was a slight perma-stuck that people... It was possible to get out, but I don't know how I got out, but no one else seems to be able to get out.
But yeah, I ended up just being in a dead end under lava with a under lava wind current, and I could not get out. that was the end of my journey. There was no chance.
Yeah. Another issue with the hack was when Moa released it, on the 13 version, there was a basically dead-end game where you enter a certain room, the game crashes. So they had to release the fix for that, obviously. And annoyingly, I didn't remove the patch from its post, so people ended up downloading the old version instead and wondering what the hell was happening. So
I think I might have accidentally gotten that one, but no, I might have gotten 14. Because none of the rooms crashed, it's just a lot of the rooms were complete perma-stucks and you couldn't escape them.
Yeah. If you got further than bombs, then you were on the correct version, I believe. But the problem is, don't make the bug in the first place.
But yeah, I actually really enjoyed what was there. It was goofy and weird. And it looked really good, which I'm not normally much of a graphics guy. Graphics are whatever. I care more about, is it fun? But I do enjoy like goofy and weird stuff that goes on, and they had a lot of that. The missile pickups giving you 32, which I guess were just Zeus's lightning?
Like lightning bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the lightning.
Yeah. And they had like hieroglyphs and stuff, which Egypt is a thing.
They had tornadoes.
It's just really, really weird, and I enjoyed that aspect a lot.
And once it gets polished up and everything, it'd be a really fun hack to play once it's not broken.
Yes, and I do believe they're the only ones still actually actively working on completing theirs.
When I first started...
6 already done?
Yeah, they've finished that.
Oh, what did they do?
They didn't
when
do it.
When I first started playing Temple of the Winds, I tried out Mental John's hack, tried out MST's hack, God forbid. So I was in a bit of a state of despair, thinking, please let there be a hack that is stable. And when I first opened it, I thought, this looks pretty good. But the more I went on, it was more evident that the level of polish just wasn't there. Like the other hacks that had been released. They hadn't gone back and amended the issues there were. And I might also mention that it was released 3 minutes before the deadline, and there's never a pattern going on here between these hacks, that then they're released like less than an hour before the deadline. They all have bugs that they end up fixing, and basically the creators haven't prepared for the deadline, at least good in a good way.
Yeah, so I do have some thoughts on why everyone was so rushed at the end, because the the actual creation period was like a week, about 2 weeks shorter than it had been for the previous two contests.
Is it normally 2.5 months?
It was only 2 months.
Normal contests 2.5 months.
Yeah, no, we had done 2.5 for the previous two, and then we get pushed to 2 months exact. And like in my case, we started a month late in the first place. That didn't help anything. And
That's your own fault.
yeah, but like, I think for everyone else, you kind of conditioned just based on the previous two. It's like, oh, we have 75 days ish, but nope, this time we got 60.
Could have
So I think-
negotiated it up. Like said, we normally do 2.5 months. Can we do 2.5 months?
Yeah,
When
we
were
put
still-
the time frame in there just so it could be changed up. So we kind of saw what happened. So who knows? Maybe we'll revisit that at some point. But who knows?
However, also I think that hack creators, they aspired for something big, because what I feel like from previous contests is, since a certain spooky mission came onto the ring, people have just aspired to make big hacks. Like Metroid School 6, for example, has 4 areas. Maybe like a fifth.
I thought it was
tiny one.
6.
Yeah. MST's was a couple.
Massive.
Yeah. Moa's had 2 or 3. So, people are making bigger hacks than they can manage. They're making their hands too full. So,
I think that's
Putting-
why there's the room limit on this current contest, the blue contest.
yes, the room limit on 30 rooms I put on just to make sure people don't make the same mistake.
And something else, I do really think people should make contest entries just for the experience, because like with this, people make this like, oh, I did too much. It really, because with contest stuff, there's a lot of really good contest hacks out there. It's very possible to make a really good hack, but they also generally do. They're much more focused. Like Faster had a lot of areas, but Meta reused rooms from Z Factor. He had resources made and ready, and there's nothing wrong with taking something from a previously made hack, putting it in your contest hack, and he reworked them slightly so it wasn't the exact same too. So he
I've done that
changed
too.
that. So having kind of that thought in the back of your head, you've got some things built. If you really like the room you've made and you want to try it maybe in a different way, putting that in a contest entry. But also how focused the hacks are. Like with mine, we were kind of all over the place too late. So we tried to do everything and didn't really focus on what exactly we needed to. So like with Solo Garden, that was very focused with that. It was one area. I had a set path, which people broke anyway, but I don't care. It was set basically. All I had to do was build it. Quote made the HUD. BF made the rest of the stuff. He made the rocket ball and the Ridley fight.
Who made the music?
Meta made the music actually.
Yeah, Meta, yeah.
So it was very focused, and I think a lot of the older hacks are much more focused on the theme. Recently, I think the hacks are more focused on trying to do the theme, but in a
Their own way.
loose enough way so that it could still be its own big hack instead of focused on what the thing is supposed to be. I still definitely recommend people make contest hacks, and with this new contest that's going on right now,
Deep Blue.
I do recommend people at least try making a hack with a 30 room limit. You're not going to start late and basically not be able to catch up to someone because they're going to be stuck with 30 rooms.
And you
So you
won't
don't need to worry
need
about size.
you won't need a very like large hacking knowledge because there are a lot of resources you can use on a website, and a lot of resources you can use from threads and attachments.
A lot of people who join Metcon seem to not read because we still get lots of questions that are in the Super Metroid mod manual.
What is pointer? What is bang?
That's fine. That's always gonna happen with new hackers. So, but yeah, I definitely do. I don't want people to come away from like this podcast or the results of this contest and be like, well, kind of like look at the quality that the contest produced. No, that's from too much ambition and not enough focus.
And we can't control what kind of entries people put in. We all we can do is just egg people on and just say, get your entries in or something. Other than that, we don't have much control.
Yeah, and it's honestly, I still think doing contest hacks is one of the more rewarding aspects of being like around the community and whatever and whatnot. Like, I've been working on Fear for literally 10 years. It's nowhere near being done.
It's not going to come out for another 11 years.
Another 10 to go.
Another 13 to go, actually.
12, 13. Yeah, I can math, I swear.
So it's you know, I do enjoy hacking Metroid. I do enjoy working on this stuff, but I also really like the contest hacks, like the hacks I've made. Not so much this last one, just because of how broken it was. But like all the other solo little hacks I've made and had help with, you know, they've kind of become their own thing. And you know, people have made a lot of really fun little hacks for these contests, and I do think the experience of seeing someone, because people are streaming these all the time now. Streaming wasn't as big a thing back when we first started this stuff, but now there's like 10 streams of each entry at least that you can find, and the videos are going up on YouTube. Yeah,
everyone's trying to reap in the views and the money.
Yeah, the money. There's a lot of money in hacking Metroid. Yeah. But no, I mean, just watching people play your hack, either enjoying it, going crazy over it, you know, that's a rewarding experience. You're not going to get with a big hack that you're going to spend 34 years making, because you're not going to get the payoff until 34 years later after you start.
Or there is a payoff of someone streaming a hack and not actually playing it, which brings us to the point 1 in the contest. SM Exertion Ultra Small by... And oh dear.
It's Exertion.
Yeah.
Exertion. But I don't know.
It's so bad you can't even say it.
So I believe this was, what, a 10 room? It was really small. But, like, I can't say anything about it. I couldn't even get it to work. So...
Neither could I.
Obviously, it lost the contest. No votes. Absolutely no points, and it got a penalty as well. In the results.
It ended up with 1 point.
1 point.
Because Moore judged it. I guess he got it to work, and he gave it total.
But then he also has a penalty.
I gave it 1, and then the community vote gave it 1. So with the penalty, it got a total score of 1.
No, the penalty would bring it down, I think.
Ah.
Or should.
It got 5 points from judges, and then it got a 5-point penalty, and then it got 1 point from the community vote, so it got 1 point.
Yeah.
Literally can't even play the hack, and it got a point. If you submit a hack to this Deep Blue contest, you're likely going to get a point. If you can start your hack.
We need a trophy for the worst hack ever to exist.
No, it's surprisingly not that.
It's not even a hack you can play.
I've played Nature, I know it's not. But no,
Exertion.
Sorry.
According to Mental Gen, it was a condensed version of his main hack, which is Radon, I think it is.
Yes.
He said he just put in some other stuff and just packed it into like an ultra small version. which never actually worked.
No, I do like the idea though. Like for those who don't know, with every so little hack after R, I've put in at least one thing that I'm considering for fear, just to kind of see what people think of it, react to it. I don't tell
What's
them
the
what it
thing
is.
from Angry So Little Dread? Oh, you're not going to tell us.
No.
Not until 2032.
Actually, there was nothing in Angry So Little Dread because that was too out
Too
there.
bad. Too bad.
Too rushed.
Yeah, there was... Yeah, no. But I put something in from either I'm considering or I'm definitely putting it in fear, just to kind of get like some feedback with kind of, a secret shopper type thing. So I like his idea, because I believe he was doing his entry was supposed to have his third suit, I think.
I thought it was supposed to have all 4.
Oh, all 4. Okay. So yeah, like I like that. He's got this idea. He's been posting about it, so people know he's working on this thing. So why not put it in a small hack?
However,
Maybe
then,
only 30 rooms.
And then he said,
see what people say.
Then he said, launch from save state to avoid bugs and softlocks.
Yeah, well...
But to be able to start the game.
I didn't say I liked the hack. I liked the idea he had, using it kind of as a testing ground for his new suit stuff. That's what I like about it.
The save state itself is the problem with the hack.
Yes.
You need
That's why it fell apart.
You need a certain emulator to play the hack, which not everyone... He didn't even specify what emulator to use. It was probably some weird version of SNES NX or something.
It wasn't compatible with my version, so...
He just threw a save state at us, and just...
Here you go.
Other than that, no way to start a hack, and it's a big blank wall to everyone else who can't use that same emulator. The people use ZSNES nowadays. But I couldn't get it to work. Nerd couldn't get it to work, so we ended up we were thinking of disqualifying it altogether, but we
decided to at least have it exist, so if someone could get it to work, then they could play it.
It wasn't going to win, let's put it that way.
We all knew that. And I think Mental Gen knew that too.
Yeah. But no, I really do like the idea.
Didn't judge the hacks. Partially because he didn't... But...
Yeah, so... But no, that was... I don't want people to, walk away from this thinking, this is kind of what contest hacks are. Broken messes. That's not actually true. You just need more focus. more better time management.
Just had an idea though. I could take like the beginning of the hack I'm working on, that because I'm about almost 30 rooms into it, I could just make it blue and then I could put that up for the contest. See what people think of it while I'm working on the rest of it.
You could do it.
If I really...
You first.
Oh, it was like, and I could probably submit it in like a week because I'm almost done with the first coda of the hack.
The scores we ended up getting for the hacks were the subtotals of the judges. We ended up getting the ultra small exertion 5 points. So Little Dread got 60 points somehow.
I don't know how.
I mean,
Temple of the Wind.
I think most of the judges get a good amount of points. Also, because I think everyone gave it a perfect score for aesthetics.
Probably because of the graphics.
Yeah, everyone gave it 5 out of 5 for aesthetics.
We also had Temple of the Winds, which got 37 points, and Metroid Score 6 got 71 points. So, just with the subtotals, Metroid Score 6 was in the lead.
Yep, so...
Take it you're looking off of the contest page and not the Google Sheet that I sent to you?
Yes, just the contest page.
I have the Google Sheet up if you want any specifics. Although they're probably all up there.
They're all up here, yes. Obviously, Exertion got its penalty, which played out back down to 0 again. But then the community vote, Metroid Scroll 6 gained an extra 13 points. So Little
That
Dread
just solidified its victory.
Yes. So Little Dread gained an extra 1 point. And somehow Exertion gained 1 point. No points.
Might have been
extra.
more who voted, because he was the only judge who actually judged it.
Hmm.
Might have given it a community vote, because apparently he liked it.
But Temple of the Winds got no votes in the community vote, which I think because Metroid Scroll 6 was the most robust, people went for it compared to the other 2, 3.
And it was by far the most solid, so.
So in total, we had first place was Metroid Scroll 6 with 84 points. Second place was So Little Dread with 61 points. Third place was Temple of the Winds with 37 points. And the 3.1 place was Exertion with 1 point.
1 point.
Somehow.
Yeah, that was the Berserker contest.
It was a thing.
First public contest. I think in the future they'll probably run a little bit smoother. We'll see though. Overall, I like the idea of having the public contest. Kind of get some more engagement with the people out there.
Hopefully next time we can have a full community that submits some rules that work a lot better around making a hack that is very, very strong in terms of its robustness, and it's full of content that we want.
Yep. So no, but right now, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for that contest. It was. I think this will probably go down as the one with the most broken entries because they were all broken some way.
At least it got entries.
Let's take this as a learning experience.
Yes.
How not to run a contest.
That wasn't so much running, it was the people submitting.
Build hacks for a contest.
And obviously it can't be the people, so for the next contest I end up making changes to make sure that the entries will be a better quality this time. My next contest, the Dupe Blue contest, has a 30 room limit so that people don't end up placing so many rooms into the
Go
hack.
overboard.
Yes, going overboard. That's exactly what it is. They have a 30 room limit. I also specify the hack must be beatable from start to finish, which I don't know why I have to put that, but I have to.
Of course, there's the end game BTS that exists, so people can just use that if they don't want to do an escape.
Well, for
Yes.
Super.
Yes.
Yeah, for Super.
Is
You have
there
a way to
also
do it for the other games.
one made? I think there is one. I'm not sure, but there's also a minimum of 10 rooms too, so people don't make a 1 room hack. Look at you, split a room.
So yeah, no, like I said, this will probably always be the last contest of the year. The site has 2 current, not technically 3, but 2 current ideas submitted for the public contest. One by Mental, one by Cosmic. They both look like overall better quality submissions already than we had last year, so already improving there. People
are learning from previous ideas and working on making it fully competent. But the top one has a full-on team for that committee.
Yep. So, but no,
I see of how the judging period is fixed. It's dependent on what you set for the contest period.
Correct.
So I set 2 months for the contest period, then judging was 1 month. But if it's 2.5, then it's half a month for judging.
Yep.
Okay.
Because yes, they're running 3-month increments with a month in between.
And vote for the next public contest.
So you
Just
don't
a veteran.
actually. That is a good question. We have not.
I wouldn't be on any of the
discussed
official
before.
contest committees, but I'd be here to discuss with whoever gets chosen and vote for the next public contest.
That's actually not a bad idea. We might keep the public contest winners, at least of the previous contest, around for the next one, and just kind of cycle through like that. And then after that, kick Nerd out. We'll keep the next one and then repeat.
Then after the next contest, kick whoever that guy is out.
Right.
Then
We
bring
might-
in the next person.
Might do something like that. We'll have to figure out what we want to do with that. But this is
Obviously,
Just kind of have a
this is still new.
veteran, or like I could talk to them like about how I guess it works, but then again anyone else could do that, but still just I guess so that they could know. Oh hey, this is the person who did it last time, so they're here, so I could ask them. Whatever, I don't know.
no, that's
I
not.
might as
a
well,
bad-
I might as well point out it was both the committees and me also who picked the Berserker
Yes.
contest, and it will vote on which idea was our favourite. And it turned out the Berserker contest had the most kind of votes, so we
I
picked
think
it.
I won by like 1 vote.
Yeah.
There was an egg theme or something that was close.
I think it was also history as well.
Oh yeah, history. So yeah, no, that was our first public contest. Got to start on the second one with these entries here. This obviously won't be
Did we
decided
get more
till...
entries?
Oh, we probably will. It's only February.
Yeah.
These won't be really up till like August or something like that.
There is still time to lose the bucket of water.
Unless you come up with a better bucket of water theme.
Gallon of water?
Bucket of lava.
So no, but again, thanks a lot for submitting and going through this process with us, Nerd.
Pleasure. I like doing idea type stuff, I guess. I guess it's my thing, is ideas.
And I guess speaking of that, since you know that's a thing on the forum, there's always people with ideas that don't want to actually hack. Just all
If
these
you'd like
make
to
my
hack,
hack for
though.
me. This is a way to maybe just get your idea kind of out there. You never know.
Has an idea for a contest, don't be afraid to submit it, because you never know. You might be like me and you just will get a message on Discord. It's like, hey, we chose your contest. I was like, wait, I didn't expect that to actually get picked, but that's cool.
Hmm.
Yep, so yeah, just you never know. So go ahead and if you've got an idea, check through to see if it's already in there. If not, go ahead and submit it, and then
Love
later
to see your ideas.
later in the year we'll be going through and voting on which one we want to run with this year. I think that will just about do it for this episode. Now that you've listened, it's only $10.99 a month to listen to it. No. But no.
Pay $100 to get an MST. Get everyone to speak in a British voice.
Get £500 get an MST autograph with this
Be
one
sure
tooth.
you want to do that.
What was that, Nerd?
Don't
1,000
know what kind of voice this is. I guess it's just kind of my deep voice. Oh,
I
I
thought-
can talk in my really high falsetto voice.
£1,000 and MS2 takes off his mask.
700. That's true. Oh, you meant like money. Okay, I get it. Anyway, but no.
£1,000.
Yeah, that was a contest. It's done. Second one's already up and running.
Deep blue.